Hilda Baci's bold Guinness World Record attempt, cooking the world's largest pot of jollof rice. When you hear the name Hilda Baci, what comes to mind? Energy, ambition, creativity, and of course, food. In 2023, the world watched in awe as the young Nigerian chef stood for days, cooking non-stop in her history-making Guinness World Record cook-a-thon. That feat not only earned her global fame, but also turned her into a symbol of African resilience and innovation. But Hilda is not one to stop at one mountain peak. She is already climbing another. In September 2025, she is boldly attempting to cook the world's largest pot of jollof rice, cementing her name in history once again. This attempt is more than an event. It's a movement. It's about food, yes, but also about culture, identity, community, and the unyielding Nigerian spirit that says, no dream is too big, no pot is too large. The cooking vessel itself is mind-blowing. 6 meters wide, 6 meters tall, and with a depth of about 1.3 meters. This giant pot has a capacity of 22,619 liters, making it almost a mini swimming pool for rice and stew. To pull this off, Hilda will be working with colossal quantities of ingredients: 5,278 kilograms of rice from about 250 bags, over 1,500 kilograms of tomato paste and sauces, drums of oil, peppers, onions, spices, and proteins to round out the flavor. It's less of a kitchen project and more of an engineering marvel. Yet, for Hilda, this is not just about measurements. It's about telling a story through food. Why jollof rice? Because jollof is not just food, it's identity. Across West Africa, jollof rice is a unifying dish, though friendly rivalries exist about who makes it best. Hint, Nigerians like Hilda will tell you, without hesitation, that Nigerian jollof reigns supreme. By choosing jollof for her world record attempt, Hilda is elevating something familiar, beloved, and cultural to a global stage. She's saying, this is who we are, this is our flavor, this is our pride. And in doing so, she's not only spotlighting Nigerian cuisine, but also celebrating African culinary heritage in all its richness. What makes Hilda's story so inspiring is not just the size of the pot or the weight of the rice. It's the audacity of the attempt. How many people would even dream of cooking 22,000 liters of rice in one pot? How many would dare to bring together logistics, safety measures, technical expertise, and culinary mastery on such a scale? Hilda dares because she embodies the Nigerian spirit of no day carry last. She knows that the biggest achievements often sound like impossible ideas at first. Just like the Wright brothers once dreamed of flying machines, or Elon Musk dared to think about colonizing Mars, Hilda is daring to cook a pot so large it could feed a city. Her courage teaches us a vital lesson, that success often starts with a bold, almost crazy idea, and the determination to see it through. This world record attempt is not happening in isolation. Lagos, known for its energy and culture, will turn the event into a carnival. Thousands are expected to attend, not just to watch history, but to celebrate together. Think about it. Music, dancing, laughter, and the aroma of spicy jollof rice filling the air. This is not just Guinness World Record business. This is a cultural festival, a reminder that food brings people together like nothing else. And of course, there's the question everyone is asking: what happens to all that rice? Hilda has made it clear that the food will not go to waste. Portions will be distributed to attendees, donated to charities, and shared with the wider community. In essence, her dream is feeding thousands, literally. Let's be honest, this is no walk in the park. Cooking on such a scale requires precision, planning, and nerves of steel. Fire safety must be managed. Heat must be distributed evenly across a pot wider than most living rooms. Hygiene, timing, Guinness verification, and ingredient logistics must all align perfectly. There are also the critics, those who will argue about the cost, the practicality, or whether this is the best use of resources. But Hilda's attempt is not about avoiding criticism. It's about breaking barriers, starting conversations, and showing the world what Nigerians can achieve. You may wonder, why is cooking a giant pot of jollof rice such a big deal? Because it goes beyond rice and stew. It's about ambition. When a young Nigerian woman dares to dream so boldly, she inspires others to do the same. She tells millions of young Africans, your dreams are valid. Whether you want to be an artist, a scientist, an entrepreneur, or a chef, you can think big, act big, and make history. Her attempt also promotes tourism, spotlighting Lagos as a hub of culture and innovation. International eyes will turn to Nigeria, not for the usual political or economic news, but for a celebration of food, creativity, and resilience. Hilda's bold Guinness attempt teaches us 3 powerful lessons. 1. Dream big. No pot is too big if you have the courage to try. Ambition is the first ingredient of success. 2. Community matters. Big dreams aren't achieved alone. They need a team, a community, and shared belief. 3. Celebrate culture. Our heritage is our strength. By turning a humble plate of jollof into a world record, Hilda reminds us that the ordinary can become extraordinary. As September 12, 2025 approaches, excitement is building. Will Hilda Baci succeed in cooking the world's largest pot of jollof rice? Most likely, yes. But even if there are hiccups, the attempt itself is already history-making. Hilda is not just cooking rice, she's cooking inspiration. She's feeding dreams, she's stirring pride, and she's serving up a message that will resonate far beyond the shores of Nigeria, that boldness, creativity, and resilience are the true ingredients of greatness. So when the Guinness World Record officials measure that giant pot and history is made, remember, it's more than jollof. It's a story about courage, community, and culture, told through the universal language of food. And that truly is food for thought.
And come the 12th of September 2025, my humble self and Gino will be making the largest pot of Nigerian jollof rice the world has ever seen. I can't wait to see you there. Mwah!
Is he assuring you of the weight of that pot, that the rice will not sink that pot?
It's not going to sink.
Can we talk about the cooking process?
Yes. Heat up oil in a pot. Once the oil is hot, we're going to go in with the washed raw goat meat. A little heavy on the garlic and ginger. Fresh thyme, fresh rosemary. We're going to put curry. We're going to put thyme. That's the Gino thyme, Gino curry. And we're going to season it with both Gino pepper chicken and Gino asun cubes. We're going to be frying fresh tomatoes, onions, fresh pepper, fresh bawa, fresh tatashe. Do you have money for bell pepper? And a lot of your questions have been primarily how many rice, what's the quantity of rice you're going to make, how much tomato paste are you going to need. Quickly go over, like a quick math to show you the quantity of rice that we're going to be making. Because we're cooking such a large quantity of jollof rice, right? My assumption is that my jollof rice is going to multiply by 3, which means if I put 1 kg, that 1 kg is going to multiply, 3 times. So that means we have 5,278, which means that the kg of raw rice that I need to fill up this my pot that is 6 by 6 meters that can contain 22,619 liters by 80% is 5,278 kilograms. I have decided that I'm using basmati rice to cook. Now, the largest size of basmati rice that we have is 20 kilograms. I will need 264 20 kilograms of rice to fill my pot up by 80%. I am making the executive decision to do 250 bags. So we're using Gino. I also want to now calculate and let you guys know the quantity of tomato paste that I would use. We are going to need 1,000 of kg. Yes, 583 kilograms of Gino tomato paste. The Gino that I'm using for this production is a combination of our Gino asun tomato paste, our Gino pepper chicken paste, and our Gino patty jollof paste. So for this 1,583 kilograms, we are going to share it even, and all that is going to come together to make the most delicious, largest pot of Nigerian asun jollof rice that you have ever tasted. Hi guys, we're here again, and this is where the pots that we're using to make history again
is being coupled. So what we're doing today is actually a dry run to test the pot to make sure that there's no leakage, to see how the pot takes to ingredients. Nigerian jollof! I just had this random thought about making like a very large pot of jollof rice. It just got me thinking like, oh yeah, this is actually a thing and this is something that I can do, and World Jollof Day came to mind. So I'm like, this is something that I can do for World Jollof Day.
Jollof rice is about pride, it's about culture, it's about food which unites us and brings us together. And of course, who better to do it with? Our own Hilda Baci, our brand ambassador.
To assess size, and I'll start by frying it. So when we put the oil, the first thing that's going to go in is going to be the goat meat.
And you remove it?
No, it's saying that it's done. I'm telling you it's not done. There is what I say. Let me see what time. No, there will be a train that will.
Oh yeah, everybody go to your position.
Initially, the conversation started with myself and the head of marketing. Then from there, we transitioned to speaking to some members in the brand. I spoke to my management as well. Then we decided, oh, we need to put the team together. And I think that's one of the most exciting things. You know, with this time, obviously, it would be the same alpha team that worked on the cook-a-thon project. I pretty much reached out to everybody else, you know, curated a group for production, for PR, marketing, and everything else. Pots.
When we got the brief, it was a bit challenging.
So it's from here to this place.
Okay.
Like round, like that. Yeah. And then the height is like here.
But based on the fact that this is what we do, Ambience Media creates a disruptive image for art of home concepts. We called the team, and our director of projects here took charge of the whole process.
The project has not been done before in Africa, and we're grateful to have accomplished this, even though it's not without challenge. Mountain. Next time I must say that this is as a result of this and may I just give you the dimension? It's a 6x6 circumference high pot. So first off, we scouted, we talked about it. Where are we going to get it? What kind of materials are we going to use for the fabrication? We traveled to Shaki. You know, we're trying to look for how to probably mold the pots. Different concepts came up, and but eventually we settled for a 304 stainless sheet pot.
Mr. Ayoshe will not still get like extra just in case. With that day, fire. Go!
In the middle. Stretch your hand.
Don't put water there. I want to put it there. Let him fry it there and bring it here. Where is Mama? So I had only seen videos of the pot when it was still just bare on the floor, and by the time it had coupled into a proper structure, I scheduled with Hamad to film the promo video. So the day of the promo video, when we came, we looked at the gas, we looked at the side. That was my first time actually seeing the pot in all its glory. You know, like looking at how big it was. And I'm not even going to lie to you, I started having so much anxiety because I had already done the math for how much rice we were going to need and how much oil and how much, you know. But when I saw the pot, I'm like, are you sure that my measurement is correct? So that was my biggest fear. I'm like, what if my measurement is off? Chef Gibbs is our culinary director. He's also been working with me, working with our head of procurement, Lola, to make sure that we have all the ingredients that we need, you know, and everything. So once I do my measurements, I pass it on to Gibbs. Gibbs translates it, and that's how we know like what we need.
As you all know, Hilda is someone with the biggest dreams. And so when Hilda called and said, Gibbs, we're going again though, I was like, I already knew that it was going to be something that was going to be mind-blowing. And I love challenges. I love making a statement. I love putting Nigeria on the map. And so it was a very, very easy sell for me. We divided the team structure into like 4. So we have like the main chefs that will be in charge of the main pots, stirring, pouring. We have the sous that will assist them, lifting, running. Then we have like the line cooks and the kitchen assistants that will handle the prep stations and everything at the back of the house. And then there's the procurement team. Then we also plan to do like heat resistant overalls. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of effort that has been put into this so far. We have some of the best hands coming to work with us, and it's really, really exciting. It's something that I think everybody should be a part of. Jollof rice is something that's been part of our staple in Nigeria for the longest time. Jollof is beyond a dish.
We filmed the promo video and we decided we need to test the pot. So the first conversation of testing, we just wanted to test water heat circulation. So Mr. Ayo actually got a tanker, filled the pot about 50% with water, and that was about 12,000 liters of water. And we boiled it, and I think after 2 hours it had gotten to boiling point. But Ore sent me a message and said we need to test it with food. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely agree. We actually need to test it with food because that way it helps us to anticipate what can go wrong. And we now scheduled today.
We're testing the heat. We're testing that the food we have calculated previously, that the quantity is right to at least fill the pot. The dimension of the pot is 6 meters wide. We're making sure that safety is in check, food quantity is in check. Check. And so far, I think it's been great. I think we've taken a lot of learnings today that is even going to help us go back to the drawing board and make sure we tighten our plans. I think that we are good on the quantity we have estimated for the food.
It was a bit more difficult today because the quantity of rice we're cooking in comparison to the size of the pot is like a drop. We're making 5,000 kilograms, and today we tested with just 100 kilograms. So you can see that's like 10% or so.
This is why we're here today. We're making sure that we are dotting our I's, crossing our T's, and getting set for the big day.
I decided that, you know what, we can do something simple. I decided that we should make native rice. You know, like palm oil rice. It's cheaper. You know, it doesn't require that much ingredients. It's quick, it's easy. We started the cooking, and something very funny happened when we started cooking. So we had turned on the gas, and the pot, a few sides of the pot was hot, and we went in with the palm oil, and the pot literally like flamed up, and everyone's like, oh my God. Obviously when you're a chef, you're used to things like that. You know that it's the heat that is too much. But I'm not gonna lie, I also came down from my ladder as well. Let me not burn my face because I'm just to make the largest pot of jollof rice. But some way, somehow, we're able to cook. The food tasted good. We used some Gino asun paste, some Gino asun cubes. We used a combination of Gino asun paste and Gino asun cubes and Gino pepper chicken paste and Gino pepper chicken cubes. We were able to pick up the things that we need to fix with the pots. We were able to also adjust. I had a few conversations with Gibbs trying to figure out how to fix the problem. Oh, our pot was a bit lopsided, so we need to adjust the height to make sure that everything is cooking evenly. I made the final decision today that I'm definitely going to be using basmati rice because it just makes life so much easier. Oh yeah, we decided on the spoon. So we have some really long metal spoons, which are great, but for the mixing process, it's better for us to actually use wooden spoons, you know. So we all agreed that we need to get wooden spoons. So there are just a few things that we have been able to achieve with today's dry run that, you know, gives me some confidence in what's to come on the 12th. Yes, my dreams always scare me, and I genuinely feel like why my dreams don't scare me, maybe they are not dreams, you know. So yeah, my dreams definitely always scare me, and I encounter challenges, but something that I know about myself is I'm very solutions driven. So I don't My name is Hilda Baci, a 29-year-old proud brand ambassador for Gino and Bama. And come the 12th of September 2025, my humble self and Gino will be making the largest pot of Nigerian jollof rice the world has ever seen. I can't wait to see you there. Mwah!